Welcome back to Fantasy FOMO. For those new to the channel, we take a data-driven approach to fantasy football. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for the season 2022. And today we're going to have a quick look at trying to identify players that have an opportunity cost based on their starting salary. So on screen, we have our ThoughtSpot application, and I've updated the underlying data, which is residing in Snowflake at the moment, actually, to capture the starting salaries, positions, and teams of our players for 2022. So let's firstly grab the player name, and I also want to get their position as at the start of this year. And what I'm interested in, okay, what is their current points value? So this is based upon the Supercoach's magic number, which takes the average points per match last year and divides it by a magic number, which is here is roughly 5,400 and change. And I've also created just a couple of formulas so we can have a look at the variance of their current price to their performance over time. So here, just we have a table at this point. We'll look at the table. And now let's make this, let's be a little bit more meaningful. So let's just make this into a scatter chart. And this is across what we're seeing here is if we just drag this up. So we're cutting by player name. In this regard, I want to have the variance just on my x-axis and the last year's average point on the y. So this is across their entire history of playing. So we have obviously a lot of data in this. So there's a few anomalies in the data set which we can ignore. But specifically, so we can see that, as again, that the Supercoach points are based only upon 2022. But I want to have a look at how has the player been performing over the last 3 years, so we can start understanding if there's an opportunity with the variance of their current price to how they've performed over a number of years. So let's do last 3 years. And let's limit this to players who have played, let's say, at least 15 matches. So, we're excluding a number of players there. Excellent. Just so we can get rid of some of the erroneous data, I think there's some null data points. Let's just remove where the player name, oops, wrong one there, where the player name is not equal to a null value. So just remove the erroneous data. And this is starting to look a lot more interesting. And specifically for this, what we see on the screen is this is the current points average that relates to the current price of the player. And then this is the opportunity of how much underpriced the player is in relation to their performance over 3 years. So today we just want to look at players who are underpriced. So let's also just limit this to where the dollar points variance is less than 0. So that means we're looking at players that are underpriced. And as we can see on the screen, to maximize some of this, we can see this has been color-coded by players. We're going to automatically start seeing a number of outliers. This is quite interesting. That this outlier here, so this is Stephen Canelio, whose current pricing has him as an average of 48 points per match. But across the last 3 years, this is an opportunity of potentially 270,000K if he gets back to his average pricing over the last 3 years. So this is a great opportunity for Stephen Canelio. We looked at some of these other players on here. Who else do we have? We have Jared Pollock. So again, last year was delisted, but he's been relisted by North Melbourne. So there could be a great opportunity there that potentially, if he gets back to his performance over the last 3 years, there's an opportunity to make, over $200,000. So even if he doesn't get back to his best performance, there is definitely an opportunity there. So if we just navigate through this, and also Jared Berry. So there's the 3 players with a great opportunity that, according to their performance over the last 3 years, are underpriced by, in excess of 150K. And that's the price we want to look for when we're trying to generate money. So let's have a quick look, just quickly at this. Let's have a look at the defenders, see if there's any standing out. So we look at the defenders. There's an opportunity here of Wayne Malera, Joel Hamling. Who else do we have here? Colin O'Riordan. So again, some of these players, Michael Hurley, it's a big risk coming back from injury. Robbie Tarrant. Who else do we have here? Noah Ainsworth. So there's quite a lot of opportunity. James Sisley, I think this is a big one, obviously. Great opportunity there. That his current pricing is 80K under his season average of 3 years. So currently he's priced at about 82 points per match. But over the last 3 years, there's an opportunity that he's underpriced by about 80K. So let's have a look at some of the other players here. Sam Petrescu-Seaton, Nick Haynes, another one. It's a great opportunity that, again, his current points per match is 76, but there's an opportunity that is 60K discounted price. Let's have a look at that. Jake Lloyd, even though he's a premium on his last 3 years average, he's still possibly a discounted of nearly 30K. And Tom Cole. Let's have a quick look at some of the others here. So forward defenders, obviously there's not too many in this space. So Ben Long. Let's have a look at the forwards and have a look at some of this opportunity. So again, Mitch Wallace, which is definitely an interesting one. Will he get a game or not? Who else do we have here? Michael Walters, missed a lot of football last year. Sam Wiedemann, again, great junior. Can he break into the team and, cement his spot? If he does, currently averaging 36 points per match, with a discounted price of nearly 100K. Who else do we have? Toby McLean, Oscar McDonald. What else do we have? Levi Casbold, obviously it'd be tough. Gunston, Luke Dowhouse. So, there's a great lot of opportunity here in the forward line. We have a look at the current positions of midfield defenders. Lockie Whitfield's definitely one that, even though his current average points is at nearly 93, he's still at a discounted price of about 65K. George Stewart, who else do we have here? Less opportunities. Hunter Clark and Ryan Clark. Let's have a look at the mid forwards. What do we have here? This is, Stephen Caniglio is probably that big standout. Jade Gresham's another one. He's current priced at 55 points per match, which is a discounted price of nearly 150K. Cunningham. Who else do we have? Jed Anderson, Adam Treloar. Again, finished very, very strongly. Still discounted at maybe 90K. Can he cement his spot in the team? Josh Dunkley's an interesting one. Then again, great average of 102, but still at a discounted price. Let's look at the mids. Jared Pollock's the big standout there. Again, will he get a game? Jared Berry. Dylan Shields, interesting one. Injured a lot of last year. 67-point average, discounted price for 160K. Great opportunity. Let's have a look at some of the premiums again. Matt Rowell. Let's have a look at the rucks. What we have here, ruck defender position. Caleb Graham, not really much interest. Ruck forwards. Let's have a quick look. Callum Sinclair might be an opportunity. Radicalia. And let's have a look at the ruck division. We'll just see what we've got. So Jared Witts is the big one. So his current points per match is just under 70. Discounted price of nearly 147K. Who else? Stephen Martin again, another great discount opportunity. Solo. Even the big boys that, probably the premiums. So Gorn over the last 3 years, he's still at a discounted price of 42K, even though his average price at the moment is 120,000. So he's obviously a premium, but for what he's delivered over 3 years, that's a discounted price. Same with Grundy, and these have sort of been your locks in the ruck division over the last 3 years. They're both at a heavily discounted price in my mind of nearly 40K over their output. So probably just leave it there. That's it for this episode. Leave your feedback and questions in the comments below. If you'd like to get access to this visualization and analytics toolset, please reach out. Hear from you next time.